Yeah. No, I didn't know that. I never really heard you thinking behind it much.
Well, no, my ideal thinking were your mum would call Betty. It was to honour your mum.
Yeah.
In honour of your mum, and so it was in honour of your mum because she'd just recently died, hadn't she? She was a lovely lady, and I know how passionate,
I liked her.
I know how passionate she were about tigers. I mean, that beautiful rug, and all those paintings that she had. So something that was got incorporated your mum's name as a remembrance, plus something she loved more than anything else, which were tigers, Betty Tigers. But it was also at a time when you were in we were in that whole, the really early beginnings of that whole 50s revival, and people were starting to, with the 50s makeup again, and the girls were starting to get the little flicks going on the eyeliners and cupcakes. People were starting to talk about cupcakes. So when things like that, and that whole, what do they call that lady that does the handbags? And then she ended up with loads of chains, which has just gone under.
Nicole Kidman.
No, you thought. Kath Kitson.
Yeah.
So she jumped on. She saw this 50s thing come in. This whole idea. This whole ideal home.
I think it's 50s, very nice. I like
50s feminine. The lip colours were coming in, the hairs were coming in.
Oh, nice.
Really nice.
Anyway, son.
It just sounds really 50s. Betty Tigers just sounds dead 50s.
Say you're the one who's had the least alcohol here by the look.
Well done.
Can't get a word in edgeways, is he?
No, I really don't get much to say.
Can you get any volume on it?
Listen.
I don't know. Again. Start it again then. Look, you want to start it again? It doesn't go on very long. You still have the rest of your life to lead.
Right, all right. See you later. We'll go outside.
See you in a bit then.
Getting strange, this.
Dee. Well, yes. Really good. Oh, I don't think I brought my wooden spoon. It was good the other day though, because I didn't worry about hitting the glass because it was wood. It sounded quite nice. It did, seriously.
Was it where you were recording the sounds of it?
Yeah, you had the wooden spoon last night, didn't you?
But it was less worrying with the wooden spoon because, glass on glasses. Yeah, it tasted all right. Bit too tinny. Oh.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know that, but yeah.
Oh, you didn't know it was on there?
I didn't know about it at all. Because it was. I mean, I know you felt really strongly that you couldn't have started that whole new chapter with that salon without your mum's support.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I got left money from my mum and dad.
The same thing. It's the support, isn't it?
Yeah,
So they left you that support, and it enabled you to make. Because once Hair by Christmas had gone, it was such a massive sort of step in your. It was such a big part of your life that you needed something to get a new identity, do a bit of a David Bowie. And Betty Tigers, your customers felt so comfortable there, but it was much more on trend as well, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say less chaotic, but initially it was. But it was more spacious, and it was quite contemporary looking, and we jazzed it up. It was really nice.
So what do you think of the journey from the station then, Elton, to our house? Not a bad place, is it?
No, it's lovely. I think it.
You thought it was a hotel, didn't you?
Oh, it's a lovely place.
It's a lovely house.
Well, I tell you what, I reckon be an ideal place if you worked at Barnsley, either as a football manager or one of the people who helped at Barnsley. Whatever.
We saw somebody in a car when we went to our local shop.
Yeah, that one on top that you thought had gone.
Somebody drove by in one of the Bentley
beautiful.
the 4-wheel drive Bentley. And Callan said, I wonder if he's something to do with the football club.
Not
I
much.
said,
Just driven up for
probably
football,
so,
football.
or a multiple landlord, but I don't think he would have visited his property in that car.
It is just a nice. It's weird. We think it's a really weird house. It doesn't fit in with anything else around it. It's like it's been dropped there, and we like it, don't we?
Well, it's the location.
Oh,
I wasn't talking about the
I-
house so much about the
It's not,
location.
it means we can
really.
get to the station.
I like it.
It's where we like
do you
it,
like
isn't
Man
it?
United's away kit?
I like that. We haven't got any Man United fans account from yourself, have we?
They lost yesterday.
I'm not sure.
They lost to Palace yesterday.
That's your two teams, isn't it?
Fantastic, great. I mean, I love Man United, but I do really love Palace.
No, I know that was your childhood team, your dad's team, wasn't it?
Yeah. We won 3-1 at Old Trafford. It was a great result.
That takes some doing. That does take some doing.
I'm sure it made it look fun.
What's that got to do with him? No, not at all.
I thought the way you were looking at it, thinking, oh, he's a fat man.
Oh, me? Yeah. I'm looking at it. I've got a wobbly, I've got a wandering eye. I wasn't even looking at you doing.
All you need to do is stand next to me, you'll be fine.
Anyway, it's exciting time, so we will go down to London together one day, Graham, alright? We'll
Go
make
tomorrow.
Make it happen, not tomorrow. No, I'm going to be working for
Anyway,
the
you
man
can talk.
tomorrow.
I said let's go to London go to London week before last.
What happened?
You didn't want to go.
Why?
It was a
I don't
one-nighter.
know.
We're going to be a
I wanted to go
one-nighter.
just for one
I think it
night.
was just too. I didn't fancy going out for just one night.
Well, yeah, but sometimes that's all. I mean, that's all we can manage
Oh
quite
no,
often
I'm
because we're
not
working.
decrying that at all. I mean, not at all. I understand that totally.
But you know,
The car could do with a run down, a decent run. So yeah. take
anyway,
it
we're
down.
looking at buying another van, aren't we?
Yeah, on the back
What,
of
a
the
caravan?
Slightly bigger this time,
We've had to.
so we can get down and see the boy more often.
We want to.
And
We
the
want
baby,
mean,
to.
and
boy
pitch it
and the
there.
girl and the baby.
Do you mean and pitch it there?
Not to leave it there. No.
No, we can't do that.
We
They won't let you
won't be
do
able
that.
to. They won't be able
Have
to.
you seen
afford
the one that you want?
We've seen. Well,
Well,
we've
seen
been
100.
looking yesterday. We've seen loads. Yeah.
Is it a caravan then, or rather?
Caravan.
Do
We
they
had
still?
one
Do
before.
they still do motor caravan?
We do, but the problem is, with
don't
our,
want a motor.
we like the house, but the drive is steep and narrow.
And we can't get.
And we can't put a caravan,
A caravan.
or a motorhome at the side of the house. Plus, we'd lose, if we could get
It would be
one,
difficult back in one of them up your drive anyway.
we'd lose the garden as well, which we enjoy every
We
single
like his little
day.
garden, and we'd lose that if we had to.
So,
What, your nice garden at the top there.
but we found a place that actually will store caravans
It's just over at the top.
just round the corner.
That's all right.
But nothing simple for us, Graham. There's a waiting list. So, it might be 6 months.
Really? That's not
But
bad.
it's not
Have
bad.
you put your name down for it?
We've asked him to. Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully
But
they'll...
there is one up on Wakefield Road that's got some spaces that'll let you do a monthly rolling, so until they get free.
But ideally,
Deal,
What
like.
kind of birth is this one then?
we're looking at a 4-berth.
It's not though, is it? Well, it is.
How-
It's a
how-
two-berth
how
with a
much-
fixed bed, so you
Compared
can
to the
make
one that you
flat.
had that you really like, how does this one differ? Is it a lot bigger? I
Little bit
I can't
longer.
compute
Not
what
much
it looks
though.
like.
No,
Well, the one we had before were a special edition, so it got an end.
Do you want to be
bathroom.
blocked
That
out?
little one you really love.
Yeah, with the end bathroom, yeah. Were fantastic, and they're still making them more modern, but they're still making them. But for an extra couple of foot, we can get one. Extra couple of foot on the end, we can get one that's got a fixed bed in it, so you don't have to keep making bed up in front. So it means it gives you the option, and it's got a divider that you pull across.
Where have you seen
Much
it?
smaller bathroom.
eBay.
And we've been around some dealers.
Where is it?
Oh, we've been around some
We're
dealers.
not ready to buy yet, Graham. We're not ready to buy,
We're
mate.
still looking. But instead of having a really big bathroom at back, It's a little couple of foot longer, and you get a fixed double bed in it that's there all the time, but a much smaller bathroom. But we only want the bathroom for like nighttime emergency. We don't shower in it. We never used it last time, did we? We just use site facilities all the time. You only use
I'd
it
sleep in the morning anyway.
You only use it if you want a wee night anyway. So,
Happy up in the morning.
but you've got then in the newer style ones, the front bit that used to turn into the bed can stay as a lounge. But if needed, it can also turn into a bed. So it's a 2-berth with a fixed bed, or a very simple 4-berth. So
that's the general kind of thing you're looking for.
Yeah.
The only thing is I've got to be careful that I
Not
can't
too
get
big to
something
tow.
too big, otherwise I'll have to change my car. And before you know where you are,
Yeah, you've got the curb weight. and all that.
suddenly you've got yourself. You've got to get another car, and then you've got to spend another caravan. Before you know where you are, you're thinking, what?
What does your car?
Well, I was surprised how much it's rated for. On the V5, it tells you the maximum weight. 1,500 kilograms. That's a lot. That's a lot.
amazing.
So we can get something.
Obviously, it's not got a nut allergen.
And have you seen one that you fancy?
Not yet. Not yet.
Well, I have seen one, but
No, we're not going to get that one.
we're not going to get that
No,
one.
and the one that she's seen anyway, we can't tell anyway. But
Remember that caravan we looked at? But it wasn't going to be for holidays. It was a snap wagon, remember?
Yeah, great.
Castle Manor. Somebody was getting rid of it, weren't they?
Yeah, it was.
We always had an idea that we would set up a little, like a truck stop thing, you know what I mean?
A lunch truck, yeah.
It never happened.
Our little van was great. But it'll be a bit bigger than that, and it'll have a fixed bed in it with a divider door that you pull across. They're much more modern now than that, and it means that we can leave bed set up all the time. Because one of the pains and ass about it was that you had to keep setting bed up every night. So you won't have to do that, and you'll have your seating area that you can either leave as 2 singles for people that, if you say, a couple of people stayed with us, they could have it as 2 singles, or you can make it into a big double, for that, or or you can just leave it as seating. So potentially you could get 4 to 5 people
actually
in it.
come down and stay on
Get
in
4 to
that
5 people.
with us. It's not. It's possible. Rather than just. I mean, the other one, it was possible, but when your kids stopped with us at the Olympics, you all had to go into the awning.
Whereas with this one, if you needed to, you could come and stop with us, and you would have room in the front that were private room that were cut off. So if you needed to,
Yeah, I want to say it's not always.
it's not always what you'd want, but
Plus,
if you needed to.
it's not where Alex is. It's 30 minutes train.
What do
Yeah,
you
but
what do
no
you reckon?
further away than hotels it looks like.
What do you reckon that Mondeo, my dad's Mondeo, what do you reckon that would carry weight-wise?
It
Oh, a
can
lot.
pull a house.
Yeah, it's very heavy. Yeah.
It's solid. It's got a diesel engine. You pull, I would think, 1,700 kilograms.
You pull a
could pull a
big
twin
caravan.
axle, Graham. If
Twin
you
axle.
wanted to, you could pull a twin axle with that. It's solid. That's a better car. But when we got this car, we didn't know we would be towing a caravan.
I thought we'd get up
We got a
caravan.
petrol for a start, and
But
diesel's better.
now there's a reason to keep to go down more often for shorter periods. 'Cause we want to go down much more. I mean, we always want to go down anyway, but go down much more regular. So looking at arranging as weekends throughout the year, and don't feel stressed by that. Don't think you've always got to be available every minute. Coming down, be available. It's not always like that.
Registration is Y
Won't always be like that.
08. It's a
It would be a
08.
case of
And it's a saloon, isn't it?
It's a saloon, but it's only done
only
50,000.
secret. And
If they're in good condition and you just
See
take
you a
it
bit,
steady,
we
I
don't
mean,
expect you
you were
100%
a
attention.
professional driver, Graham, you'd be absolutely
It's a
fine
little
with
bit
it.
older.
I wouldn't say
Turn
I'm a
capacity.
professional driver now.
No, but
Well, you have been.
yeah. Wait a minute.
Probably not when you've had it.
A diesel Monday,
Mondeo, yeah.
2008. There's loads of Mondeos, isn't there? Wow, there's loads of
And then we
Mondeos.
can take the bunting off you.
Mondeo diesel,
You
60.
know, I'd look at the idea.
to absorb them off before you go off.
Up to, actually, I was saying, I think that's 1,600 kilograms. 1,800 kilograms, some of them. Some of them 2,000 kilograms.
Not tiny bit.
That's a heavy caravan.
What's mine then?
I can't find the exact one. Let's have a look. He don't give me the year. He's not looking at for the year. Let's see if I can find a site that gives me.
Do you keep a car on your drive at the moment then?
Yeah, we keep it further down.
Because I had a mad idea.
Nice looking car.
Might be a really bad idea.
It's been really good, Graham.
To say it's like a cheap, you know, because it's not a high range one.
It doesn't look like a cheap car.
No, it's nice. Because it was new. It's leashed, you see, so it was new. And then, so we had it from new, and we try and look after it. But it's a nice shape. I don't know why people take piss out at Dusters, because
I think it's a stupid
they're a
name,
nice
man.
shape. Yeah, but they are.
I don't like the name, the Duster.
But they're little work engines. They're like little vans, really. They just do what it says on. You know, you're getting them, they go.
Petrol, yeah.
It's petrol, that one.
Well, that's the trouble, which is I like petrols better to drive, but for towing, the diesel's better. It's got the torque to set yourself off going.
What would a tow bar be for that one?
180 quid.
But the thing to avoid with a Duster car is paint it very yellow, isn't it? With little fringes on.
The car is
so
paid.
it actually look like a portable Duster.
The car is paid
you know.
for. I mean,
So as long as you don't go with that,
They do
you'll
do
be
them in
fine.
yellow. They do them.
No, but I like yellow, but I'm talking about furry yellow with fringes on.
Oh my god. Right, Ellen.
I look at the idea.
Hey, you know the other way we said that the first time you saw a Nissan Duke in that like egg yolk yellow.
Got a decent
That's the
engine
first
to it
time
and
I've ever
everything. And,
Guess what bleeding Sadie and Lado
The thing is, for
roll?
yourself, Graham,
Yeah,
you might be as well. I don't know where you can park. Have you got a garage?
We've seen some two-berth vans, right? Some little two-berth vans that are so easy to tow, you could pull it over your shoulder with a rope. They are ridiculous.
I must admit,
and he fits in them. He can stand up in it. What about that one we saw? What were it called?
A Bailey Discovery.
A Bailey Discovery, yeah? And it's like a TARDIS. It's amazing. It's got everything you want. It's got a little oven, little hob, little sink, it's got a fridge, it's got a little bathroom, a little toilet, and a big like four-seater sofa that turns into a big double bed. And if you'd never towed before, it's a joy, wouldn't it? Be a joy. It were 18 grand, but
Yeah, but that was new.
now, new.
Unfortunately, what you'd have to do is you'd have to experiment with the tow bar, put the tow bar on, Graham, and then see how you feel. I mean, it's not a bad tow. You go down the A1, and then A something or other. Good? Yeah. Which means you put a tow bar on and you might not like it. Not everybody.
Well, better show the watching audience.
with David and Carol's wedding business, I've done a little bit of support work for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I had the idea was initially that I would have an interest in one of the cars.
Yeah.
But I couldn't afford the maintenance of the car, the income to do it. So I said, I'll back out of actually owning a car, but I'll help you as a driver. You know what I mean? And I towed. I'm not used to towing. I did it with you once. Didn't I? We towed to
with your that was a good tow car.
and
With a disco.
Pardon?
On that Discovery you had.
Yeah. You took the trailer tent, didn't you?
On the Freelander.
Freelander.
Yeah, and it were a big trailer tent as well.
Well done, yeah.
It is what?
It were a big trailer tent.
Yeah. And then when David kicked off his wedding business, he's got a couple of purpose-built car trailers.
Ah, yeah, to move the cars.
Not just a flatbed, but a proper cover. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And I had to go at, we came out of, did a wedding at Harrogate and I had a crack at it. I was nervous about it, to be honest with you. Even though I've driven a lot.
Excuse me.
Yeah, took it down to Sheffield, which was a fair trek when you're new to it, from Harrogate, you know what I mean? And I said to him, you know, I don't mind being a bit of a support driver, but I wasn't overly confident with towing that thing.
Have they still got the units, Graham?
Has David got the units? What, you mean the
fire station?
we've still got the unit, yeah.
Well, listen, mate, if you want it on, you could drop on a little caravan, keep it there.
Oh, I see what you mean, storage wise, yeah. A lot of cars already parked, I mean, inside the unit.
You don't want to park.
I don't know whether it's focused on it yet. I might have to repeat it.
It's the old fire station at Oil.
Good joke, isn't it?
And the idea was initially that it was purely going to be with the diamond thing. Now he hasn't given that up. I mean, that's on the back burner still, because we've been having trouble finding a furnace.
Carbon, to make it the carbon, so hot enough.
So I don't know when that.
Well, obviously, so you're using it for the car business, and there's quite a lot of the space taken. But then again, you wouldn't need a lot of space.
Well, he's got the two trailers, which look like horse boxes. Got two of them close together. He's got two minibuses next to each other. He's got inside the unit, he's got three Bentleys, no, one Bentley and two or three Rolls Royces. And I don't think there's room, that much room.
Well, that's the big problem, because we've had to find a place which, where I told you the problem, you know, the place is close by but it's full, so we're having to, we would have had a caravan already, but we're going for it. Anyway, you could support the idea, because it's a very small unit. The thing is, you've got that independence then, you can just go.
Yeah, no.
And once you've found, I mean, if you only want to go to Abbey Wood, there's loads of people who just go to Abbey Wood.
I've thought about it. I'd like to just get in and just take off.
And you've no need to mess about with an awning. You've no need to mess about with anything. You can pitch up. You drop your four legs, plug your electric in. You've then got to get some water, but then you're there for whatever. And you know.
Well, it's a bit of a routine, really. Once you get into the routine, pull up, position, drop the legs, pull up, and then you off and start with something else, and I go and get. You know, I could get the water and set up the electrics.
You can get a basic older caravan.
You've got to watch for the damp, haven't you, apparently? I was reading up about it, and apparently damp is one of the worst things.
If you get any damp in it, then it's no good.
There's some quite telltale signs, but I think you've got to be very careful when you're out shopping for them.
If it's something that you feel, but I think, well, if you've told a car transport, then that's a lot more difficult than towing a small caravan. And it's an easier route to get to Abbey Wood than it was ever to get to. To get to Crystal Palace was a nightmare, because you've got to know that you're making a left, but you need to be in the middle lane, and then you're making a right, and you've got to be in that lane. Otherwise, people won't let you over.
I think maybe one of the nicest things to do is when we've